This is the Prosperity Lounge, where growth gets personal. Step inside, we're breaking chains.
I'm not on yet. All right. All right, everybody. Here we are. See if I can get this camera to work. Doing something different tonight. So remove that. All right. So it's going to be interesting because I am not sure how to use the camera. We're live Sunday night doing our park walk and talk here. I'm in. There we go. Use back camera facing that way. Here we are. So this is what the view of the park looks like. I'm doing this nice little walk and talk here at North Shore Park. It's kind of recapping the week. See what's going on. I like that little tent thing. That's pretty cool. This little pond over there. Yeah, kind of see what happens. It's very busy tonight. Actually, pretty impressed. But yeah, so this is one of the parks Knoxville has to offer, and we're just kind of walking here and talking about the week, what we've done. Howdy, 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 VT. Good. You guys going to compete for who's number 1 and 2 tonight, huh? Perfect. So just wanted to come out and do our Sunday night, a little earlier tonight, do a nice little walk at the park. See what's up. Got a great show on Friday. If you missed it, you can catch the live replay on the channel under the live streams. And then you catch the audio tomorrow. The audio comes out, podcast. Listen to the audio anywhere. Apple, YouTube, Amazon, Spotify, all the fun stuff. And then, yeah, always putting up shorts, always putting up content. Join the community, which is even better. Join the free community. Join the free community at theprosperitylounge.com. It's always free. And we are in the process of getting our app all set up too, which will be available on Google and the App Store. And that'll be the Prosperity Lounge app, which will be a direct access to the community. Kind of eliminate some of the barriers to signing up. You can access all the content in there. So, hey, Truth Between Lines, how you doing? All right. Good crowd in here tonight. Love seeing everybody. If you're new here, it's kind of a Sunday night walk and talk kind of thing. Just kind of an ask me anything. If you got questions about money, business, personal finance, I guess that's money. Um, Personal wellness, that's what I meant to say. Feel free to pop it in the chat. Always love if you subscribed. Give us a like, comment on something. Enjoy the view. Anything. So there you go. All right. This little pathway down there goes to a little pond stuff, which is pretty cool. Yeah, working on getting my steps in too. So, well, truth, it's about 80, 88 right now, but there's a little bit of a breeze, and it's not humid right now, which is great. So it's a complete difference from what it was a few weeks ago, which is nice. And yeah, so Friday's show a couple days ago, we had Steve Karpowski and Jennifer Bell. Steve is from Shop Farragut, and Jennifer Bell is from the Smoky Mountain Dock Dogs Association. And they're putting on an event this upcoming weekend here in Farragut called Dog Days. It's actually the 9th one they're putting on. And basically, it's going to be dog competitions, jumping into pools, competing against each other in like swimming events. They call it dueling dogs. They call it like a drag racing for dogs. These two dogs line up on either side of the pool, swim as fast as they can to the other side, and first place moves on. And then they have like what's the other one? Big air. The big air jumps. We're gonna try to jump as high as they can. It's always fun. It's a good fun event. It's free. It's free. So if you're in the area, come on down to Farragut. You can find all the information on shopfarragut.com. It's gonna be vendors. I think he was saying they have 65 vendors already, plus food trucks, all that kind of stuff. So it should be a fun event. So I was learn more about the association. There's a silent auction. Benefits goes to a foundation. There's a whole bunch of stuff they do to raise money for service dogs and stuff like that. And one of the stories she told was one of the dogs that one of the dogs that's really like one of the top dogs in the racing is was a rescue dog. Nobody wanted. It was at the shelter. Somebody rescued it, and it's one of the top jumping dogs. So yeah, it's a national competition actually, and they earn points at this event for to compete and move on, and so into the national competition. That's pretty cool. So, people just hanging out in hammocks and stuff. It's I don't know the exact address. It's a Village Green Shopping Center in Farragut. It's off of Campbell Station in Kingston Pike. So best way to find all the information is go to shopfarragut.com, and they'll have all the information with the times. It's Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday is the dueling dogs. That's the racing. Saturday, I think, is the jump, the long jump. And then Sunday's the big air competition where they get height. And the dogs, they compete. Uh, they compete against dogs of their own um, class. So they're never, big dogs aren't competing against little dogs and stuff like that. So makes it kind of fair, which is good. I like that. Sometimes you get those little tiny dogs go in there and they jump 1 foot, but for them it's a lot because they're tiny. So that's what makes it fun. Okay. Anyway, yep. Oh, out in the park, walking around. So it's going to be a little bit of a delay. Not sure why. So, but let's go down here and look at the waterfront. See what's going on. So this is part of the Tennessee River. I think it's like, I'm gonna get slammed if I get this wrong. It's part of like Lake Loudon, I think, is part of this. All the tributaries kind of come in there together, and then they kind of go out this way a little bit more. Oh, hold on, my camera's inverted. I don't know. So spirit differently. Okay, yeah. So there we go. I would, but only if I was taking it's super chats on. I would took the money, then I would definitely jump in. But if you want, in the description should be. If it's not in the description, I apologize. My buy me a coffee link. If you want to buy me a coffee and send me some cash that way, as a tip, I might consider jumping in the future. If I earn enough money, I'll do it. But yeah, it's pretty cool down here. Nice night. Like I said, people go swimming. Yeah, this is North Shore Park that we're at right now. So it's easy to look up online. The address. I think Doxy gave the address. So let's go back on the trail a little bit here. Looks like people brought their boats in. At least tried the dock over there. I don't know. It's not really a boat dock, but people did it anyway. And people come and walk their dogs and stuff here, and it's a lot of fun. Let's see here. Oh, there we go. For some reason, the mirrored camera thing is on all the time. It makes it weird when I point. So there we go. Fix that. And I got barbecue pits, and you can always probably find somebody to hang out with and get some food. Everybody's here is always cool and friendly. So people are swimming over here, but there's actually a dedicated little swim space up ahead. We get over there and walk to that. And people having fun. Just joining me, just doing a nice little Sunday night park stroll. Ask me anything, walk and talk. Here, park, having some fun. See ducks up ahead here, so check those guys out. What they're doing out there.
First off, I just got my car back yesterday.
People having, yeah, see a little swimming area over here. Go to. Let's get out that way. See what's up. The winter time, what they'll do is they light this park up with Christmas lights and displays and a big old like light the park countdown kind of thing. First night, there's a train that comes every Monday, drives around the park with the lights. Santa's usually heats and stuff like that. It's a cool little display. They do job lighting it up. We'll come back in the wintertime and do that. Let's look at some ducks here. Fighting over food. Yeah. I see that area is kind of, there's buoys and stuff, and it's kind of safe to swim in. It's not really an undercurrent. And in the wintertime, this gets drained out a little bit, and you can't really. There's no swimming here. It's just all sand and rocks. But summertime, the lake gets heavier. I mean, higher. Fill in. It's like somebody put a not pineapple, watermelon in the water for the ducks. So yeah, it's just really beautiful out here. Some houseboats over there. I probably live on a houseboat. That'd be cool. Probably a lot cheaper. I don't know what the housing prices have been here lately. All right, let's continue on here. Obviously, you can bring your own chairs and stuff here, blankets, have your own picnics and everything. It's pretty cool. So let's move along. Here's the sign here, like here, swim at your own risk kind of thing. Don't drink the water and don't swim if you have diarrhea. Pretty should be shouldn't have to be told, but you gotta say it anyway. Drinking the water will probably give you diarrhea on top of it. So let's see if we can go on here. Usually there's a couple park benches that are open. You're playing volleyball. Just a gorgeous night out. Beautiful Sunday night. Have some fun. Yep. You're welcome. Yeah, I can't read that to you. I have no idea what it says. It's in Spanish. If you're talking about that red sign. Let's see if we can go down here. Yeah. All right. There's a good little bench over here. There are a couple rocking benches. It's pretty cool. That'll make you guys sick if I sit on a rocking bench. It's over here. This looks like somebody's stuff. This bench. Yep. Somebody's got stuff on the bench. All right, let's go to another one. No biggie. Look at the boats. How about that? Let's go look at the boats. I apologize for the delay. I don't know if it's a delay in audio or a delay in video, but I'm streaming using a restream, which is what I use to do the show on Friday. and on Wednesday. So it's a little different than what I usually use, which would just be straight up YouTube. But yeah, no, I'm not going to sit here. Okay, there's a ton of bees. Yeah, I'm gonna sit there. There's people doing a photo shoot, which is pretty cool. We'll head out this way, kind of leaving. There's a little sunset picture for you guys. Pretty view tonight. Yeah, the park is busy right now. You are right. There are fishing here. People go fishing. Wish I can zoom in, but I'm not sure how that works on this phone. Let's see. Ultra wide? No. Oh, there we go. It's a little zoom. Let's get back to that sunset looking thing. There we go. Yeah, that's your Halloween costume, VT. Matt Foley. See some of the other camera angles here. Ultra wide. Yeah. Let's get regular stuff. Regular stuff. There we go. Matt Foley, motivational speaker. So coming up this week, it's got stuff dropping every day, some shorts. Probably a video on Wednesday. We'll just see how that goes. The show on Friday. Right now, show on Friday, we do not have a guest. So if you know somebody that would make a good guest, let me know as soon as possible. No, I got a few people I'm working on get in this week. And then coming up at the end of the month, on August 29th, we got, August 29th, we got uh, Mayor Glenn Jacobs joining the lounge. Kane from WWE will be joining us. Talk about leadership, talk about Knox County in general, conversations around Knox County and leadership and things like that. Should be a good conversation, learn more about his leadership style and, what's going on around him. Tim Burchett. Tim Burchett is working on scheduling Tim Burchett. Working on schedule. I got the okay and the yes from his team. We're just trying to find a date. So I don't have any definitive announcements yet, but we're working on that. He goes back to Washington soon, so trying to find a time that works. Hopefully live in studio. I'd hate to pre-record it because I think we've had some good conversation live with the audience. But yeah, otherwise we're going to be on the schedule with him at some point. So he's on the list of people. We'll get him at some point. But I'd rather get him for the whole hour than just 15 minutes. So as long as they have the time for that. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, Truth. Looking forward to talking to him. I got him for 30 minutes. Um, yeah, there's a lot there to ask him about what's going on. Um, I try to stay out of the political side of things on the show. So, in a roundabout way, I'll ask him what his plans are, without actually directly asking him what his plans are. But it's interesting that to talk about finance and stuff because he's now the treasurer for the Marshall Blackburn campaign. So how does campaign finance and managing a campaign budget as the treasurer differ than when you're the actual candidate versus county politics and county budgets and things like that? So I think that'd be a good conversation to have because you have to be strategic on where you're spending your money. You can't just get all this money and spend it. You should be strategic with it. So what are some things you're going to talk about and do and you know talk about discourse? I think that would be a good conversation to have, especially in that space, having discourse, because I think it's been rumored that Blackburn does not want to have a debate with her opponent at all. So talk about having discourse and an open, type of election and primary, and not finding out and having them talk to each other is very, I mean, it's troubling. So I think having those types of questions, but he did give a great speech the other day his on leadership style, and it kind of goes with the theme of what we've been talking about lately. Different leadership styles. We had Knox County Commissioner Kim Frazier on to talk about leadership style from a county-wide perspective as well. One part of county government, and then last month we had Adeline Walker on talking about leadership style in the military and what that all entails and stuff. That was a great interview as well. So let's continue the conversation on leadership. That's where we'll probably sit with him on that. All right. See you later. See you later, both you guys. Yeah, you're right. Truth. It's definitely need to have one. But yeah, definitely talking about Kane for sure. He did give his top 3 matches of all time in that speech. I remember 2 of them. Actually, I think I remember all 3 of them. Yeah, she's back at school already. Yeah, we're gonna have an follow-up update in December over break. Talk about what she learned as a leader. So see if there's any difference from what she thought she knew going in to what she knew coming out. So I think that's going to be a great conversation. See you Friday, VT. Thank you very much for all you do. Drew, thank you very much for joining in. We're going to sit here a little bit longer and talk. Um, what were his top 3 matches? He said WrestleMania against the Undertaker, when it was the culmination of their story. I don't remember which WrestleMania that was. When he won his first title, and I think it was a WrestleMania match where it was off the fire in the ring match or whatever it was called. Those were his 3 favorite matches of all time. So that was pretty cool to hear. And then he did mention one of his favorite things he's done since being quote unquote a celebrity or whatever is he was in a Scooby Doo movie. But I looked it up. It was actually a Scooby Doo cartoon, like Scooby Doo Saves WrestleMania or something, and had like John Cena and a whole bunch of people in it, and he was in it as himself, as a cartoon, saving WrestleMania. I don't know if he talks or anything. I think he does. I'm not sure. Yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry. Bye for now. I thought you meant that you were leaving. Sorry. You were just saying bye to VT. Yep. But yeah, truth is, you see her and she doesn't look like a hard ass, but I can imagine her in uniform, addressing and demanding respect. And believe me, I don't want to step out of line. So I would not want to step out of line for sure. I don't know how many push-ups I have to do or laps, but yeah, I'm not having any of that. So yeah, it was See No Evil was the movie, and there was actually a sequel, See No Evil 2, a few years later. They're on. I watched the trailers yesterday on Amazon. Um, yeah, he's an imposing figure in those movies. Like he definitely makes a good horror movie actor in those roles, especially back then when he had kind of head was all messed up and makeup and everything. But yeah, it was not so much now as Corporate Kane. I don't remember that gimmick when he used to wear the suits and stuff, but it was funny because his first, like he was different characters before he became Kane, and two that I remember in wrestling were when Diesel left to go to WCW, he became the fake Diesel, and he kind of wore long hair and a mustache and like the same outfit to kind of look like Diesel. But yeah, that didn't last too long because people knew he was just a fake Diesel. And Isaac Yankem, DDS. That was my second one I was going towards there, truth. A wrestling dentist, Isaac Yankem. And he'd come in, put you in a chair, and kind of pull your teeth out and stuff. Oh gosh. Uh, everybody had a gimmick. It was the garbage man. They had the rooster guy, and well, there was two roosters. There was the red rooster who had red hair on his head, like a spiked in the middle, and he would crow like a rooster. And then, man, I'm really dating myself with this stuff. The gobbledygooker, who actually was a giant chicken that came out of an egg during a match. I kid you not. So yeah, that's what he was stuffing people he was wrestling against. It was those things. Plus the clown, Doink the clown, and but nobody's going to be, to me, in my age bracket, as big as Hulk Hogan. Say what you want about him in later lives, politics, this, that, and everything else, but when you're talking early to mid, late '80s, and you're talking USA and USA versus the world, and he's fighting guys from Iran, he's fighting guys from Russia, and he's fighting guys from overseas that we're having problems with on a political landscape, and he's beating these mighty guys. He's really was just, you know, kind of the best of what America has to offer. And those, it was just, as a kid growing up, you don't really know any better. You know, you see good versus evil, and you see the Hulkster overcoming all odds, and say your prayers, train, say your prayers, eat your vitamins. You got to do all three of those to be a Hulkamaniac. Yeah, I was a Hulkamaniac for sure to the end. They actually just opened a few weeks ago a Hogan's wrestling shop in Pigeon Forge. Everyone in Tampa and stuff. We went to the one in Pigeon Forge, walked around, saw all the stuff, checked out the autographs they had, priced a few things, and said, nah. I told my wife, she's like, you want anything? I go, no. Tell you what I'm going to do. When he comes to visit here for the grand opening, I'm going to spend a bunch of money on getting a picture with him and an autograph then. And then less than a week later, he's dead. And then in price. So missed out on that. But yeah, I was a giant Hulkamaniac. Loved the Mega Powers with Macho Man. You know, hated Macho Man when he broke up the Mega Powers. But I'm like 6, 7, 8 years old. Like this was life back then. But without Hogan, you don't have guys like John Cena. You don't have Stone Cold. You don't have Undertaker, King. You don't have those guys. Guys that could take on a persona and you know carry this the weight of the company and the weight of sports entertainment on their shoulders. If it's not for a guy to come before him, there were a lot of guys during that era. Don't get me wrong. With Hogan, some Macho Man, to a lesser extent, the Ultimate Warrior, and then got the I always call them like the fringe guys, but there were still guys that were really popular in their own right. $1 Million Man, Roddy Piper, Brutus the Barber Beefcake, the Honky Tonk Man. Some great characters. Sergeant Slaughter. I mean, they knew how to market things. Sergeant Slaughter became a G.I. Joe action figure and was part of the G.I. Joe series after a while. And that's how they would cross promote and market. Saturday morning cartoons. It's great. Great stuff. Great time before the internet, but it is what it is. Yeah, never to be duplicated. You're right. So yeah, they ended up closing the shop. I think they said for a couple of days, and we opened it back up. And haven't been there, but the people were going to leave red and black flowers and red and black ribbons out front and stuff. So that's pretty cool. All right. I guess I should get up and keep walking. Sat down for far too long. Well, it's a nice view over here. We'll finish the walk in the park. Get some more steps in. I sat for too long. Yeah. Let me go down. Let's see if I can get down towards the ducks a little bit. Here we go. They probably think I got food. They know actually. They know I don't have food. That's why they're walking away from me. So before we get out of here, what's one goal? What's one goal you have this week that you are setting that you know you're going to hit? Some people set goals are just way out there, but I'm going to lose 10 pounds this week. Realistic goals. Like I'm going to have one dessert instead of 5 this week. What are some goals out there that you're setting for yourself this week that you want to hit and you need some accountability hitting and you want us to keep you accountable with? My goal this week is I'm going to post every day. I always said I'm going to do that, and then I don't. And I miss days here and there and try to promote the show. So my goal is I'm going to post every day. 500 subscribers too, man. We are going to get you there. I don't know if it's this week, but we are going to get you there. So we're gonna get you there, buddy. You deserve to hit that first little milestone. Check out his channel. Got some good quality content. Not overly political. One man's opinion. Looking for the truth between lines. What's being said and what's not being said. And then coming up with your own opinion. This is what you should do as a smart person. I think it's realistic by the end of the year. I think so. I think you can totally do that. I think 5 videos plus shorts. Yeah. I think if you post consistently at a consistent, I'm telling you, man, consistent time every day so people know when your stuff's coming out. Schedule it in advance. You'll take one day, do 2 or 3 videos, and schedule it in advance. Always at 11 a.m., always at 1 o'clock. And always at 1 is a video, and always at 7 o'clock at night is a short. Make it must see TV, tune in TV, not a, you know, drive by where people just kind of figure it out. That's what I'm trying to do a little bit more off, a little bit better with. And the podcast always drops at the same time every Monday morning. It's 5:07 a.m. Monday morning. New episode goes live. And of course, like 6 o'clock every Friday night, I'm live. So people know exactly when and where to find it. So I think you can do that. You'd be great. And I think you need to do a live here or there too. Go live. Go live. The reason I'm live up and down tonight, and I'll flip the camera around a little bit too. There we go. So the reason I'm up and down as opposed to horizontal is YouTube promotes the live shorts more so than it promotes the live vertical. I mean, live horizontal. So doing a live short, you'll get a lot of other people to come into the room. Like earlier, there's 31 people in here. Um, when I'm live on Friday night with enough advance notice, I'm seeing 6 or 7, maybe tops right now. Maybe, it's growing each week, each week as I do the live, but just these impromptu live shorts, you get sometimes, you know, 30 people show up, which is watch time and viewership. Some people subscribe. So it's always a good test. So just even if you're just doing like a rambling musing of something, even if you just go on for, you don't have to do like I'm doing 45 minutes, just go on for like 10 minutes and tease what's coming up. Talk about your latest video. Talk about videos you've done before. Um, Videos that you are proud of that haven't really done well. Go on and talk about those. Like I think your Overton window video, I think Overton window, Overton theory, Overton window, I think it was called. I think it was really well done. I suggest if anybody isn't here, go check that out. It's a very interesting concept and thought process on that. I studied political science, I studied history, psychology, sociology, all that stuff. For undergrad, I hadn't heard of that before. So, um, but definitely check that out because it's a great video to learn from. Hey, from Turkey. Thanks for joining. Nice to see you in here. Thanks for popping in. This year, doing a nice little Sunday night walk talk. Ask me anything kind of thing for the channel. Checking out some ducks. Okay, let's do it. Oh, God. Oh, ooh, comments. What did I do? Yeah, I'm pressing all these buttons now. Okay, you can see all the comments. There we go. Like I said, I'm getting used to this new. It's not even an app. It's like my browser streaming what I usually stream on Fridays, so I can more control the chat. Because if I go live on YouTube, I can't text back in the chat. You can only do that on a Android device, but I can do it on here, like a type of messaging. And joining us. My finger out of the way. There we go. All right. So yeah, I think if you do something like that, Truth, I think you'll definitely see some marked growth for sure. I've done that before with other channels where just going live at certain events and certain things and getting 70, 80, 100 people in a room just because they want to watch the event you're at and have a conversation. You don't even have to be, um, connected to the event. Like July 4th, you're at the fireworks and just go live with the fireworks before the fireworks go live, talk a little bit, and then live stream the fireworks. You'll get 5,200 people to watch your video live at that point. And they keep jumping in and out. So sometimes those 5,200 people looks like that 5,200 people. And then you're done, you had 2,000 people watch your video. So it's fascinating how that works. So, but yeah, YouTube is really pushing the live shorts. So they'll, you know, that's why I'm being seen in Turkey right now, as opposed to locally when I go live on Fridays. But hey, so if you're still here, Turkey, thanks for joining. Every Friday night, 6 to 7 p.m. Eastern time, live show, interview with a guest, different topics, different themes. Watch the replays. Watch anytime on the channel. And that's about it. Sun's going down. Gators are out. So keep walking here and eventually get back to the car. We got a little pavilion over there, and you can get a little shop. You can buy stuff at it. I don't think it's open all the time, but it's definitely open. There's restrooms right there. The other side's a little like pavilion. I think you can rent, and then there's you can buy goodies and treats in there during the winter time. They have like popcorn and sodas and things for when you're walking here for the Christmas lights. And apparently they had this here at this park, the second Saturday, June, July, and August, in music in the park. Did not get a chance to go, but here's a cool little map. It's Concord Park Trails. So, so this is a walking trail over here. That's down that way. And then got some baseball fields and stuff across the street over there. And then this is the Cove, Concord Loop, and that's where we're at here. That's where this is. But you can see the beautiful sunset tonight. No breeze right now, but very pretty. And that's about it. So if you haven't yet and you're still here, make sure you give this video a like. Just click the like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Appreciate it. Drop a comment in the chat. Drop a comment when the video gets put up when you're here. You can always join the community. Got a free private community at theprosperitylounge.com. Everything's free there. Resources, tools about money, about business. Um, got our app coming soon. Just submitted it off to the Apple developers, so that should take a little bit, but should be soon. And then what else we got coming up here? We are on other platforms as well. I mean, YouTube is our main platform right now. We are on Instagram. There are two ways to follow on Instagram. There's at the Prosperity Lounge on Instagram, and then my other one is at JR Financial Coach. You can find me there. You can also, that's not too bad. The map is 0.63 miles. So try to walk it twice tonight. Whatever. Took a lot of time off, back and forth. But yes, I find me on Instagram, Facebook. You can find me pretty easily. Rumble. There's a Rumble account. Prosperity Lounge. TikTok has one. A lot of the stuff's just the same stuff everywhere, but depends on where you like to consume content. So let me know in the chat some places you like to see stuff, and I'll make sure to give those platforms some love and some extra stuff here and there, maybe some exclusive content. And other than that, I think it's a great way to cap off a Sunday night. Got a gentleman fishing over here. Let's go check him out, and we'll watch him for a little bit before we end up saying goodnight. See if he caught anything. Oh, cicadas are loud. Talk to you later, Truth. Have a safe trip back. See you hopefully Wednesday, if not sooner. And stay safe, everybody. Just watch this and fade away. Everybody, have a great night. Have a great week. Remember, freedom lives where faith and action meet. The lounge is always open, and so is your next breakthrough. This is the Prosperity Lounge.